right there if you want. If the dog's okay. Is the dog gonna be okay?
I think so.
Okay. Got one more water if you need. There you go. Okay.
Horrific. Of course, it's happy picking my face right when you walk up. Oh, I forgot about my teeth. Oh no.
Your teeth hurt?
No, my teeth. They hurt to look at.
Forgot to put them in?
No, they hurt to look at.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't have any yet. I need to get some, what's left of these horrible things pulled out. And then,
that was one of the hardest parts for me, like, after I got sober, is dealing with, like, the dental, like, it sucks. Everyone, like, out of nowhere, you'll get, like, a toothache. You know what I mean? Like, it's just constant. So, I'm here with Kim, and how old are you, Kim?
56,
Okay.
I think. I might be 57. No, I'm 56.
56?
I'm going to be 57 in a couple months.
Okay, awesome. It's coming up. And did you grow up here in Tucson? Are you from here?
No, I'm not from here. I'm from Southern California, but I grew up. I did live here for 4 years when I was a kid, from age 4 to 8.
Okay. Yeah. How was life growing up for you?
Here,
like as a youngster, growing up.
In general,
Yeah.
it kind of it was good and bad. You know, my parents didn't like each other and they fought when they were together. So my dad just hid out in the garage and we never saw him ever. So it was almost like having a, what do they call it, when you, absentee parent. But he was there, but he wasn't there. It was almost worse in a way because he's so close to the garage. But he may as well be on Mars, you know. But, so that was difficult. And they're always practically getting a divorce every, you know. But it never did till I was 18.
Okay.
So, but it was hard. We moved every single year, and I don't know why we weren't military, but every year we moved. So I had new school, new everything all over again, and we were super poor. So I always got made fun of for being the new kid already.
Starting over.
Yeah, and then I had like 2 pairs of pants the whole school year. So these girls would like make fun of me and go, "Oh, I won!" You know, and they'd make a big show of throwing dollars on each other. You know, I knew she was gonna wear the blue pants. I had a pair, and instead of getting 2 similar pairs, my mom got me a pair of red just one year, red and blue. So it was so obvious, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's really embarrassing.
And are you still in contact with any family at all?
Not currently, just because I don't want them to see me like this.
Sure.
I had 18 years clean time until I moved to Tucson.
And when did you relapse? Like, how long has it been this run?
Since I moved here in January of 2021.
Okay.
Pretty much the day I got here, I relapsed.
Was it the blues or G?
It was G.
G, okay.
I told my now ex-boyfriend I can't be around opiates of any kind. He knew my history, but he kept saying, we should just try those blues just once, you know, just do it one time, you know. So we say we did, you know. And I was like, no, you know, it can only take one time, you know. And he's like, that's ridiculous, that's a myth. I go, yeah, just like you can't get pregnant the first time, that myth? It ain't a myth.
Yeah.
Especially if you already have a history, you know.
It's a gamble, you know, it's like Russian roulette.
Totally. 100%. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No less dangerous. Well, maybe a little less, but.
Yeah. It's so scary. It's so scary. So where's your ex-boyfriend? What's going on with him?
Ironically, I live at the end cap of one of these tunnels that goes under the freeway, behind the scrapyard and the railroads tracks. Bear Miracle. Yeah. Wow. And I live at one end of the tunnel. He lives at the other end. And my new boyfriend doesn't love it, you know.
Yeah. Man. So overall, how is it out here for you?
It's I like try to pretend that I'm camping because I love camping, or I loved camping.
Yeah.
And I'll love it again someday, I guess. I hope. But it's not camping, you know. I mean, when you camp, you have all the amenities of home with you in your car. I mean, if you car camp, which we always did. So, you know, you have a perfect tent that works perfectly, and you have a Coleman stove, Coleman lantern. I mean, you have everything.
Yeah.
Here, I don't have any of those things, and I would if I wasn't spending all my money on. Pardon my French.
It's okay.
All my money on, you know, I hate myself sometimes for that, you know, being so weak. Because it could be decent. If I wasn't on
Stand up. Yeah.
all the things that I hate about being homeless, not all the things, but a lot of the main sticking points would be eliminated because I could have all the. No, I couldn't because people would steal it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Anytime I get something decent, it's gone, you know?
That's what I hear. I hear that a lot out here.
It's horrible. I was homeless for 1 year in San Francisco, and it was not like this at all. People looked out for each other, you know?
Yeah. So when you got here in Tucson, what was your initial plan? Like before the relapse, before all that?
It was a pretty weak plan to be like a stretch to say it was a plan.
Okay.
Well, no. I moved here to be with what I thought was the love of my life, my soulmate, you know. Met on Instagram. Who says long distance online relationships don't work? I do.
I met a girl online, yeah. Yeah, I've done that before. So as far as like supporting yourself on a daily basis, how do you like maintain this lifestyle?
Well, when I run out of my, I'm on disability. I was a hairdresser for, from 1984 till about 6 years ago, you know. But my wrists and my back and my neck won't allow me to.
You were a hairdresser? Wow. My mom's a hairdresser.
Oh yeah?
She's been doing that her whole life. My whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
You need like strong neck muscles, and just because you're postured up like
and
that,
I have like cervical spondylosis, and
Sure.
I have, what do you call it, compressed discs, and I have a couple of vertebrae that are trying to fuse, you know.
Yeah.
And I have scoliosis and tendonitis, so I can't. It's frustrating because like I don't look like there's anything wrong with me, you know.
Yeah.
And so it makes you feel like a charlatan, you know. And then I see people at Fry's and they're like, got like a flipper arm and they're working and they seem all cheerful, and I just hate myself because I see people like that trying so hard and they are disabled in a very obvious way.
Yeah. I see what you're saying though. Like they have even though they have a disability, I guess that's what they call it, like politically correct.
For lack of a better word, yeah.
Like once you have a habit, you know, like ours, if we don't have it, we can't work. That was my case for years, right? Like I wouldn't go to work unless I had black on me. So it's it would be kind of hard to work a full 8 without getting well or whatever your thing is, right?
Yeah. I did many times.
Yeah.
But it was a nightmare. Especially as a hairstylist, because they're like right in people's faces and they're staring at you and you're they know. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You're all sweating and clammy and shaking. And, you know.
So is G your main thing?
Blues, you know. Yeah. Opiates were my first love. Well, no, actually, I guess amphetamines were my first. No, LSD was my first love. That was my gateway.
I love your shirt, by the way. That's so awesome.
They could have done better, though, I think. Obviously, they could have done something much more sarcastic and much more.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like a parody of National Geographic.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So, what's been the scariest experience since you've been out here on the streets?
I think coming into contact with 2 serial killers. One who had me at his property in Sarita. And I got away, obviously. And then the other serial killer, I'm not sure if he is for sure there's a couple, I'm sure you probably heard talking to people, that the police downplay it because they don't want tourists to know and they don't want people to feel unsafe. But there's definitely a couple serial killers here.
That is scary.
Yeah, and one of them is around the cemetery,
So how did you meet these guys? How did that situation play out?
Well, the guy that had me, I don't know what to call it, hostage, I guess, captive, I don't know. He asked me if I'd be a lookout for him and this other friend of ours. They were scrapping, and they needed someone to watch for the security guard and stuff. And so, because I knew better than go alone with him somewhere, even though I didn't know. Like, I knew he killed his. I didn't know for sure, but everyone suspected he killed his girlfriend because she fell off a ladder. The police didn't arrest him at the time. Now, if they would have done their due diligence and arrested him like they should have back then, he wouldn't have been out to, And I feel bad that I haven't come forward to the police to let them know, because even if I got 2 extra days with my testimony, I should do it, but I just don't. Last time I dealt with the police, it was really bad. I had a cardiac arrest, and I just don't.
And how long did he have you?
3 days.
Okay. And how'd you find out he was a serial killer? How'd you find out?
Well, he joked about it, Well, I'm a serial killer, right? Everybody says so. Must be true. We don't know for sure, but this girl, I don't know her last name, but he held her there at his spot for a similar amount of time, like 3 or 4 days, and he says, she visited him, but she got a hold of his cell phone when he passed out and called someone and said, "You gotta get me, help me out," and he says he took her to downtown to the bus stop in Sarita, and he said he, sent her on her merry ways, is what he said, but she was never seen again. Nobody ever saw, and she was like this with her family. She wasn't one of those guys that doesn't see their family like I am. She saw them all the time. They were trying to help her. They still loved her just as much, even though.
So, like, within the 3 days, what was the day-to-day like? What was it
mostly him taunting me about pills, because he had several of them. He gave me like 1 hit, and he was like, "I bet you want to smoke a blue pill, huh? I bet you want to smoke a blue pill. I bet you really want to smoke a blue pill right now, huh?" He looked like Norman Bates, kind of. It's weird. He looks a lot like Norman Bates. That was just another layer, to make it just that much worse, Yeah. He tried from his point of view. He really thought I was there hanging out with him, and we were and smoking G and having a great time, That's how he was trying to perceive it, even though he had taken my shoes and my purse and was surrounded by these cholla cactus. And I still have choya come out of my feet. Just recently, I had a couple more hunks come out, or not hunks, the sticker things. They keep working their way out from when I escaped, but it was just horrible, He made me. I mean, he didn't hold a gun in my head, but he did have a gun.
Yeah.
And he showed it to me, and he. It's an old gun. It's an antique. It's a date, copyright, not copyright, but whatever they put on. It says patented 1882 or something like that.
Okay.
But it's not a brand I ever heard of. I don't remember. It wasn't a Colt. I don't know what it was. But he was like so sarcastic. He was like, "Wow, how cool! You're making an antique gun. Surely you can appreciate that, Kim, right? I mean, it's a cool gun. You gotta admit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, do I have to admit that? No, I don't. I'm not going to. It's not cool at all."
Sounds like he was on a power trip.
Yeah.
He was taunting you.
That makes sense because he is powerless pretty much in his life.
Yeah.
So.
Did he? How long ago was this?
2 years ago.
Okay. Because a lot of those.
About 2 years ago.
A lot of those people, they have like nicknames, or I'm the green hat guy or something like that. You know what I mean? Did he have like a name?
Not that I know of.
That's scary.
I mean, I only know of his girlfriend, who he says fell off this ladder, but he showed me all these rocks that he had turned over, so that the police didn't see him. He did such a shoddy job of investigating. They just took him at his word, presumably.
Yeah.
They took photos of the crime scene, and eventually they came back to question him some more because things didn't add up. When the autopsy came back, with what he said, he tried to explain away all the extra blood by saying that he was trying to give her CPR, and she started having seizures and convulsions and stuff, and so blood was flinging everywhere. Even the way she died didn't make sense the way he said it. He said that he was teasing her. She was climbing up the ladder, and he was teasing her and calling her some name she hated, puddle slut or something like that. Yeah, and she was like, "Stop it!" He said, "She was like, stop it," and she lost her balance, But the stuff was on the back of her head, so in the side, it just doesn't make sense, because if she was going forward like that, she would have been falling forward or sideways, not everything was on the back. And apparently the back of her head was crushed in, which that you wouldn't have that from impact from a fall of it's only like 5 feet high,
Yeah.
It wasn't even a tall ladder. It was like
It was
a
in the
short
back
ladder.
of her head?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
maybe she fell like on her knees and then, maybe?
Well, the way he said it, she was at the top of the ladder, about to climb up onto the roof of his truck.
Yeah.
He had a mattress up there, and they're going to watch the meteor shower, supposedly.
Okay. That's scary.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to deal with that.
But yeah, he just for dramatic effect, he overturned all the rocks before I got there.
Yeah.
And there was blood on a lot of them.
Did it seem like a ritual at all, or was it
I think he enjoyed having me climb that ladder. He kept making me go up and down the ladder.
Yeah.
He said, "Is it weird? Is it weird knowing that she died on that ladder? Like she died on the ladder?" He's like, died falling off the ladder. He slipped up several times.
Yeah.
And this is the stuff I should be telling the police. You know what I mean? It's like.
And how did you get away? Or how did that work?
Luckily, he was squeamish about certain things like farting, going to the bathroom, and so I started building up. What's the word? I embellished, the truth, and I told him, "Oh, my abdomen is really hurting. I haven't pooped." No, I said shit because he said, "I hate the word shit. It's so nasty." I go, "Yeah, I haven't taken a shit." I don't even say that ever,
Yeah.
but I kept saying it just to get him hopefully I was trying to get him to not want to have,
Yeah.
But
so you told him that, and then then what happened?
He finally ran out of G, you know.
Okay.
And he'd been up the whole time, you know. He hadn't slept at all, and like before I saw him, you know what I mean. So I don't know how many days he had going into this, but at this point it was like the fourth day, you know, it was the third night. He finally passed out.
Yeah.
I was able to get my purse, but I couldn't get my shoes. And I had noticed that there was a house about, I don't know how far it was, maybe half a mile, literally just straight down the road. And so I told him I had to take a shit, and he was like half awake, half asleep. And he's like, well, go right there where I can see you. And I'm like, no, you're going to watch me take a shit? You're going to see the poop come out? You know?
Smelly.
That's not something you're going to recover from, you know? He kept acting like we were going to be dating after this. So I'm like, he told me, you're my last chance, your last shot at having a real relationship. I'm like, dude, we're not in a relationship. I mean, it was so weird. Like, we never went on a date, you know?
Wow. So from there, did you just run, or how'd you get away?
Yeah, I ran. That's how I got to Choya. I didn't even care. I didn't even try and. I mean, I picked my way carefully just because of sound. You know, at first, as soon as I got far enough away that I deemed asleep, he wasn't going to hear a barefoot woman, you know, running. I just started running as fast and as hard as I could. I wasn't even caring about trying to find a Choya freeze. I mean, kind of, but not really. I just wanted away. And when I got to his neighbor's house, the sun was just about to rise, you know?
Yeah.
And she was out there watering her lawn, or not lawn, but her cactuses and shit.
Yeah.
And she thought it was a bird, because he kept choking me, so my voice was all f***ed up, raspy. And I was like, hey, hey, excuse me. And she said to her husband, wow, these birds are sounding more and more like they're talking to me every day.
Oh, man.
It's kind of funny. I'm like, no, really. Excuse me, behind you. I'm a lady. I'm standing behind you. I'm like, I didn't want to scare her and come up, you know. Yeah. And she turns around and says, oh my God. Scared her to death, you know.
Yeah.
And she told me that I was the fourth girl that had needed help from him, that had escaped, so to speak.
Oh, man.
Run to her, you know, fearing for their lives. Two said. The other ones didn't say that, but they just wanted away from him.
That's so crazy that you were the fourth person and they just let it keep going, you know? Like, maybe the cops went over and he just...
Obviously, they didn't interview the neighbors, you know, because they didn't take it that seriously, I guess. Maybe now they are, because when they arrested him, they charged him with second degree, even. It wasn't even first degree. I guess it wasn't premeditated.
Yeah.
I think it was, but, you know, I mean, maybe not that manner,
heat of the
that
moment
method. It was definitely heat of the moment, but I do think he was going to kill her, you know. I don't think he knew exactly how yet, you know.
Yeah.
That was the fun part, I guess, for him. Jeez. You know, he kept almost killing me. He was me so hard. I thought he was, you know. And so just jokingly, I said, wait, the guy, remember? You're gonna kill me by accident. You're gonna kill me by accident, dude. Don't you want to do it on purpose? You know? Yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm not gonna deprive myself. I go, yeah, don't deprive yourself. Anything just to get some more time, you know.
You're a survivor. Like, it's amazing. Just the survival. Those are survival tactics. You know, like you were able to get in his head, play with his head a little bit, and delay certain things. You know.
Yeah.
You're an absolute survivor.
I've read enough of those cheesy books, you know, like where the person, or seen all those, the first 48, all those kind of shows, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I say play along with them, and you know.
Yeah.
Try not to antagonize them.
I mean, I really appreciate your just feeling comfortable enough.
I did not know I would be talking about this at all. I hardly told anybody.
Is he ever getting out? Do you know?
I don't even know that he's had a trial yet. Every time I Google it, I just get the same article. Yeah. It says the same thing about suspected of, you know, girlfriend.
Sure.
But it's like the tiniest little thing. And there's a little clip of him being arraigned, I guess. And that's it.
Wow.
But I haven't had a phone now, though, for about a few months, you know.
Yeah. Some trials take a few years longer. So.
I know. I keep thinking I might still have time to
Yeah.
seal his fate, you know. I wish.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's killing me. That's what I'm mad about myself right now, being chicken. It's like if I was strong enough and brave enough to do that, and then why can't I just face the police?
Yeah.
They're supposedly there to help me.
I totally understand. It's like being pulled from both sides, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was always told you cannot go to the police, that we're not allowed to police contact from, I mean, biker family, but also now being a street homeless, whatever, kind of us against them type. But I don't want to have that mentality, even though I don't ever like having that mentality about me against anybody.
Yeah.
I just think that's a shitty way to live, and it's a shitty way for the world to run, you know. It's better if everybody truly does hold hands across the globe singing Kumbaya, you know. It's better.
Maybe after he gets sentenced, you might have a little change of heart and you feel comfortable enough to...
Well, maybe if they didn't give him very much... I mean, my friend said he could get out in as little as like 5 years of secondary. Like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, because he even said to me, he's like, even if you get away, he said, I'm still gonna get you. I'm gonna get you eventually. I'm gonna get you. So I should, if nothing else, self-preservation should prevail here, and I should. I need to go down there.
Yeah. Man, I could talk to you all day. You're a very nice person.
I'm not. I'm horrible.
I guess last question. As far as like the future, looking ahead, do you have like a plan to get out of this situation, or?
Well, I keep hoping that my housing would come through. You know, I keep filling out that SPDAT form thing over and over again, and nothing changes. It seems like.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if he wasn't in behind bars, I should have, before they arrested him, I should have told them, this guy, and I would have been moved, boom, to the top, you know. But I didn't want to.
Yeah.
A benefit from, I don't know, that sounds crazy, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish now that I had.
Yeah.
Because I would be indoors now for like over a year, you know.
Yeah. Well, it looks like your friend's starting to leave, so I guess we'll wrap this up. I'll give you my card. Has my number on it. Mm-hmm. If you ever need any help or need me to research something.
I think you interviewed my friend Brandon.
What's that?
I think you interviewed my friend Brandon.
I interviewed a couple Brandons.
Well, yeah. He's
I don't know. Does he have a street name?
Not to my knowledge. He's about my age. He rides a bike. He plays guitar. During the interview, I think it was outside QT. During the interview, some guy started heckling you guys. If it's you.
Yeah.
You started getting heckled by this guy. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Did he say I'm going to get up or something like that? Or I think.
I remember exactly.
I think that was one of my first few interviews.
I think it was.
I was talking to a guy. God, I forgot his name. It sounds familiar. He was sitting down. Was he sitting?
Yes, he was sitting down.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I think it was one of your first interviews, because I was like critiquing you, going, "Oh man, you should have moved the camera a little higher.
Yeah,
you're like in danger of not chopping his head off. It was like
there was
unbalanced. The rule of thirds was not coming into play there.
I was very new to that. I think the guy was asking for. I gave him a cigarette, and then I was talking to Brandon. We were doing the interview, and then the guy came back, wanted another one. I was like, "Let us finish this, and I'll take care of you."
Yeah.
And he just kept going at it. And
Brandon's like, "Dude, he already gave me a cigarette."
Yeah.
He started to get up and like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. You seen it?
That's
if you ever see him, tell him I say hi.
I see him every day. He lives in a tunnel right next to me.
For real? Wow. Okay.
He's my neighbor.
Yeah. Right on. Well, I'll give you my card.
Yes.
If you talk to him, tell him say hi. If he ever wants to do another interview, I'd love to.
Where are they now, type thing?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's
even
yourself.
yourself.
His girlfriend now, though.
Okay, good.
I don't know if you did then. But.
Yeah. So if you need any help at all, I know all the resources in town. Or if you just need to talk or get out of a jam, just hit me up.
Okay.
I don't live far.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What's your name again? Sorry.
Daniel. Yeah.
In the lion's den.
Exactly. All right, Kim. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.